to another ActionFeatures.net Comics Weekend Review that's not actually on the weekend again. My
fault.
No, it's not your fault. You have homework. You can't help homework.
It's a research report.
Yeah. Well, you went to grandma's and then you had that report. You all right?
Yeah.
But he's got a bit of a cough. He's going to try and keep it together for this review. Or for the weekend, or the comics thing. Then we might try and do the Nick Fury review depending on how bad his cough gets.
What about the Abomination?
Well, you can try and be there for that too, but Keaton said for sure he'll be here.
Okay.
If for some reason you can't.
Right.
If you're not feeling good or whatever, Keaton will do it. Alright, so let's jump right in. These are for releases from... Poopy. I don't remember the date. Today's what, the 11th that we're recording this?
Last Wednesday was the 6th.
9th. You're right, it is the 6th. So these are from March 6, 2013. A plus X, issue 5. A plus X is the book that takes an Avenger-type character and an X-Men-type character, puts them together, and there's usually two stories involved.
Good.
It's normally good. This issue, half good.
I like the Kid Loki.
Exactly. Well, let's tell them what's in it first.
Right.
This is a book that both Blaze and I read. There's 2 books this week that we both read. The first storyline crosses over Iron Fist with the X character Dupe.
It was all over the place.
That was so weird.
It was all over the place.
I know, it just was like a weird story.
They were fighting, then Iron Fist ends up in his stomach.
Yeah, like, it's very strange. They're going together to find... Dupe talks in, like, a weird language. They're going to find a monster friend of his.
Wait, did he talk in that language in the other
I don't... Yeah, he always talks... No, you can't understand him. He's weird. And so they're going to go find his monster friend, and somehow they know each other, and then they get involved in this... Don't do that with your feet, bud. They get involved in this thing where they're... this other guy's attacking them, and then Dupe swallows Iron Fist.
How did he do that?
There's different worlds. I don't even know. It was weird.
It was all over the place.
That one was strange. But then the Kid Loki, Mr. Sinister crossover, I thought was pretty okay. You know, Kid Loki's sort of like almost pulling Mr. Sinister's strings, and Mr. Sinister's going after a genetic sample that Dr. Doom had of, I guess, Loki, and he's going to try and do stuff with it.
I thought he was just doing mutants.
No, well, he does weird things. Mr. Sinister's weird. Usually his focus is on with Jean Grey and Cyclops and all that stuff.
Yeah, Cyclops is.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. We don't want to say too much, but he did have a kind of cool weapon.
Right.
Definitely the second story was preferable to the first, but overall, I just thought it was kind of...
I don't know much about young Loki.
I don't either, really. I thought it was just kind of okay. Definitely not one of the better issues of A plus X. This is the other one we both read, Age of Ultron. This is the first issue of the big crossover event, Age of Ultron, that'll be... There'll be this miniseries. Yeah, exactly. We both read this one. There'll be this miniseries, and then the storyline will also go throughout some books. Now, we're both it's a little confusing, because you read it and it's talking about that it's happening right now, but obviously something has happened where the Ultrons are in control. The Spider-Man Peter Parker, maybe, who knows, has been captured by villain guys that pay the Ultrons, and then they deliver superheroes to him or something, and Hawkeye comes to rescue him, so things are really bad off, and we don't know how they've gotten there.
Right.
But I thought it was a cool intro, especially the last panel with the character. We're not going to say who the character was on the last page.
So hard.
Yeah, we're not going to say who it is. But I liked the art. The art's by Brian Hitch. I thought the art was really nice. What did you think about the art?
It was really good.
I thought the whole sequence with Hawkeye getting in to get Spider-Man was awesome.
Yeah.
I thought it was well drawn. I love Hawkeye. So it was just kind of cool seeing the guy with no powers leading the charge.
That's my cousin Jack's favorite.
Hawkeye's cool.
Jack's favorite.
But he gets back to these other heroes. We're not going to tell you everything with all the heroes and stuff. But there's a couple of definite things in there that make you realize that this is definitely either an alternate reality or something's happened to change things. Like you noticed that Thing was laying in one of the beds.
Yes.
And Thing is off in space in FF.
Yes.
So something's got to be happening. I'm very curious to see where this is going. I like reintroducing Ultron as sort of a big bad villain.
Right.
And I like this kind of storyline, if it does play out to be sort of like an alternate timeline, like a Days of Future Past or an Age of Apocalypse or something like that. I'll definitely keep picking this up, and I'm actually looking forward to the crossovers. What do you think? We both were like, the minute we read Spider-Man, we were both like...
He's like, Hawkeye, have I ever told you how much I love you? That's what got me.
Yeah, we were both like, this doesn't feel like Doc Ock Spider-Man. So this might be Peter Parker Spider-Man in this. We don't know. Like, Cat's got his other outfit on in this, like his original outfit. It's just, there's so many things. Watch your hands there, bud. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the rest of the crossover. It may go crazy and cross over into way too many books. We don't know until it actually plays out if you can just read just those 6 issues by themselves or what.
You told me, so it might be an alternate universe because you said
Could be.
Superior Spider-Man was supposed to cross in with the next issue.
Superior Spider-Man, that's one of the books that crosses over with it. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm very intrigued, though.
Right.
I thought it was a great intro issue.
Mm-hmm.
It has me wondering what's going on. Love Hawkeye.
I read it on your phone. I don't have it. I wanted it.
I'm going to get you a copy.
Thanks.
I'm going to get you a copy on Wednesday. I wasn't sure if it would be age appropriate for you or not.
Right.
So I didn't grab a copy.
was.
It's got a really kind of, it reminds me of the 90s. Hand me that book back. It's got this cool kind of chromium cover, which is very 90s, like during the comics craze. But I don't know, it kind of felt cool seeing it. It's all shiny.
I have a dark.
It's got a regular one inside.
I have a Dark Hawk.
Yeah,
comic
with a
and,
chromium
like,
cover.
Just the amulet.
Oh yeah, yeah. So this book too, it's got I guess this is maybe Moon Knight. I don't know. Looks kind of like Moon Knight on the back and Black Widow on the back fighting a bunch of Ultrons. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I liked it. You liked it? You all right with the cough there, bud?
I need a cough once, but
Go ahead and throw one out there.
should I go in a different room?
No, go ahead. They don't care. You all right? Okay. So then we've got all new X. There's not many books this week, thankfully,
There
so it's
isn't?
not going to be a
Okay.
long review. All new X-Men issue 8. In this issue, we pick up with young Warren Worthington and meeting old Warren Worthington. I think it's Hydra. Hydra attacks the Avengers building, and they go to like fight them off. And then, of course, they meet up with the Avengers. And then the Avengers bring them back, and they kind of confront Beast as to what's going on with everything. It was an okay issue, but definitely during like the Warren and Warren part, I felt a lot more like that. You remember last week of the Uncanny X-Men, where I was saying this kind of feels like the return of Bendis writing, where there's a lot of talking, a lot of inappropriate thing, where people are like, nobody would talk like that.
Alright.
The exchanges between Warren and Warren, I felt like that during the whole thing. Like, nobody would be talking like that in this situation. But then there's a great sequence when the Avengers show up, and Kitty and Kitty Pryde and Iceman. I think it's Iceman. I read this on Wednesday, so I'm trying to remember. I think that they're filling in the words for what Beast and Captain America are saying over there, and it was very funny. It played out very funny. You never even hear what Captain America is saying to Beast. You just hear what Kitty and Iceman are thinking they're talking about, and they talk very funny. Like it was a very funny sequence. I really enjoyed it. Good book as always. Different art on this one. Marquez does the art instead of, or maybe it is the same art. Maybe it is the same art. I don't think it is.
I'm keeping them in alphabetical order.
Okay, so then we have Avengers issue 7.
Was this more Avengers, or was it the new guys?
Man,
Why does it have all the regulars?
I know, exactly. It's not really an origin story of one of the new guys, but it's very much, what's that?
Kind of like the title of this, they should call it like All New Avengers.
All New Avengers. We keep saying that, but it's the truth.
That was the name of the movie.
So in this one, I guess that they're talking about this white event that's happening. The Atom guy can now communicate through Captain Universe or something.
I'm not interested in Adam. That's why I quit.
It's just
I
not
was
very
reading
good.
it, then when Adam came in, I quit.
Well, in this one, they talk about how there's a white event that's going to happen, like something that's going to change everything, and it's a different white event that's happening on Earth. And so there's usually like some kind of harbinger or some kind of person that gets imbued with power, and it ends up being this guy that's kind of there on Earth. I don't want to ruin things for you, but again, it's just introducing other people and talking about other people, and it's not really Avengers to me. There's a whole sequence on an alien world that doesn't really make sense to me. The art's pretty good by Dustin Weaver, I guess, is doing the art. I don't know, it's a second name on here. But,
There
Man,
isn't really Avengers.
it's not a very good
There's
book.
not an Avengers comic then, is there?
Avengers Assemble there is.
Yeah, but that's
Which is
just
okay.
Hawkeye and Spider-Man now. They
Yeah.
don't do all the Avengers.
Well, I think that's where that kind of changes. Avengers Assemble just changes depending on the storyline.
Oh.
Cable and the X-Force issue 5. This has probably been my favorite book of this series so far. It's kind of... You alright, Bob?
My ear hurt again.
Yeah, you got a bit of an earache with your cold, I'll bet. Cable and the X-Force issue 5. This kind of sets the status quo, I think, for the book moving forward. We've tied up the whole... We're in the past and the now. The team is kind of on the lam. They're on the run. Because they stopped that weird mutant thing at the Eat More factory. But they reverted into humans after they stopped them, so it looks like they committed murder. So now they're on the run. Cable's having visions, and he sees some kind of big event that's kind of involving the Avengers somehow.
I thought he could just go to the future. He can see the future too.
He's having visions of the future.
Oh.
He's from the future, but now he's having visions of a future.
Oh.
Cable's kind of a confusing character. There's a whole sequence in here between Domino and Colossus that I really enjoyed. Colossus is kind of feeling bad about what because he was undercover at that Eat More place, and then they all had to be killed.
Wait, did you say Eat More?
I think that was the place was
No,
called.
duh, there's a guy named Domino's. Then he eat more pizza.
Waka Waka. So there's a cool sequence with them where she's just trying to get him to kind of lighten up, but he's kind of explaining that I worked with those guys and now I had to watch them die or whatever. Cable is on like in this biker gang type thing, and he goes and meets up with Hope again and explains to her what's going on.
Hope was a cool character.
Yeah, Hope is a really cool character, and I hope she joins up the team. Right now, Cable doesn't want her on the team. And this kind of leads into, he's seen the vision, he knows he has to clear their names, and he invites them to join his new X-Force team, the ones that went with him on this whole Eat More thing. They're going to track down that Deathlock from that one issue. I loved this book. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm really liking this team. I think the writing's good, the LaRocca art's amazing. This may be my pick of the week. It's either this or Age of Ultron, I think.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Isn't Hope his daughter?
Hope is sort of his daughter, yeah.
His adopted daughter.
Yeah. Iron Man issue 7 is the God Killer Part 2.
Is the God Killer storyline any good?
It's pretty good. There's this alien race that he's with right now because he's gone into space, and they basically worship the Phoenix, and so they think that he has killed their god, basically. So he's been imprisoned, and one of those I don't remember what they're called, but one of those things from the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Record Keeper, the Timekeeper type people, he shows up and he says, I'm going to help you. I'm going to be sort of like your lawyer. Here's what you got to do. These people can't really fight. And so if you do this challenge thing and buy me some time, I'll get you your armor, basically. And so he is in this like gladiatorial fight just as Tony Stark with no armor.
Was it good?
It is good. I love the situations when he won. Yeah, he has to fight for every single count of offense that you're right there.
Yeah.
Every single count of an offense that they have against him. We'll just do this when we're done, bud. We'll just finish up the comic one. We won't worry about the other one.
You can do the Abomination one without me.
Okay. So he has to fight for each one of those, and so he has to go through all these battles, and then a character shows up at the end as sort of his final. They realize what's going on. They're going to lose because they can't fight. So the alien race brings in this other character that I won't spoil.
Is it a character I would know?
I don't think so, but it would be a character they would know. All right, 2 more to go. Superior Spider-Man, issue 5. More of the same garbage.
Ghost Peters.
So that Massacre character, the guy that kills people, is on the loose. And so he's got his little spider bots going out there doing facial recognition thing to find him. That guy goes to some fast food company or something and is basically going to wear the opposing company's stuff on his shirt.
That's weird.
As bad publicity to get paid by them. It was so lame. I didn't even understand it. I was just like, wait a second, what is this guy's motivation again? So he's going to do that and make money. And meanwhile, Doc Ock Spider-Man, he decides that he's going to go talk to this tutor that gave him a message when he went to go back to college. And he shows up there, and she fixes him dinner, and he likes the food. It's Italian food, and he eats a ton of it. And then he's talking about how good the food was, and then he goes to confront Massacre, and then he does something that's kind of you can't come back from. I won't ruin what he does.
What
Spider-Man does.
I know. What does he tell the Massacre?
He doesn't tell him anything. He does something.
Oh.
Yeah, he does something. He finds Massacre and does something that's going to be tough to come back from in this storyline. I hate this book. I really do. I just keep buying it in the hopes that Peter Parker's coming back.
A gun?
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything. Winter Soldier issue 16. This continues Winter Soldier's little storyline where he's going kind of making amends. He met up with that one guy that was deep undercover and then broke his cover. Nick Fury's kind of pulling his strings and sending him out sort of on another mission. He's remembering the incident. I think that he's remembering the incident where he killed this guy's wife, and he still hasn't kind of explained all of that and where they're going with this. And there's a little girl involved that kind of wasn't. I don't remember them even talking about her in the last issue. Mm-hmm. And I guess they took her, the KGB did, and they were training kids or something like that on this weird island. Mm-hmm. And so he shows up there on her trail, and this one was kind of strange. I kind of kept scratching my head like, I don't remember where this was going. I got kind of lost. The last issue was the introduction to this new writing and art team. The art's still good, but this one was very much a head-scratcher. I didn't really know what was going on, and it felt like I missed something between this issue and this issue. I'm sad because I want the Winter Soldier book to keep going.
You like Winter Soldier?
I do. And if it's going to be like this, where it's going to be kind of head-scratching every issue, I don't know if it's going to keep going. And that's it for this week. You had only 2 books. You said A plus X and Age of Ultron, and I'm pretty sure I know which one you're going to pick.
Age of Ultron.
Yep. Mine was either, I liked Iron Man a lot, but I think it's down between Age of Ultron and Cable and the X-Force. I'm going to go with Age of Ultron just because I'm so compelled by that story. Like, I want to know what's going on. But Cable and the X-Force was great. Great art, great setting the tone for the series.
Right.
Blaze is getting ready to cough again, so we're going to sign off. Oh, I thought you were.
No.
You alright? Mm-hmm. Okay. We're still going to sign off on this one. Hopefully we'll get the other one actually on the weekend. We'll see how it goes. So we'll see you guys next time.